Right, I'm doing a video for Pansy Boy Simon. It's not his YouTube name, that is just him. He wants to know how to bleed a cooling system on a Peugeot. Now I'm going to show you how to do this on pretty much any car. I can only show you so much with this car. So basically you need to find the highest and lowest points. There's usually always a bleed point on your radiator or a drain point. Sometimes you can just take the cap off of your radiator and that works to bleed it. There will always be a bleed on your thermostat housing, because the highest point of your engine's cooling system, well, on the engine itself. There will be a low point on your cooling system for draining, and maybe somewhere else there will be another little place to bleed air out. On the Peugeots it's on this doohickey here. Let's say that pipe comes, I think, off the back of the water pump. Yeah, it does. What happens is on this one, you have your water comes out of your thermostat through this pipe, through your radiator, goes through the pipe there, runs all the way along the back where it goes into the water pump, and it pushes it out through here, goes through this pipe, which is to the heater core, and through this one here, which goes to the bottom of the inlet manifold. Now there's another pipe, but for my life of me I can't think. Oh, and then yeah, the other pipe from the heater matrix comes out, runs along the front, goes into the bottom of the thermostat housing here, and goes back through the radiator. Now, to drain the water out, take off the top here and top here. These are pretty tight. What you can do is go with a pair of pliers or put a spanner on it, which is the right side. You can just turn it around like that. And the bleed on the top here, you can undo that. It's like a banjo bolt. It actually has holes through. It has a hole through the top and a hole through the middle. So when you crack it loose, the air should bleed through it. But that doesn't always work because they fill up with gunk and things. So you can just take the whole thing out. Just don't lose the copper gasket, otherwise you'll be in with a problem. You should have undone that. Loosen the bottom. What's it doodle? Like that. You see, antifreeze is coming out. Don't want to lose too much. So that's that. That's dead simple as well. And then all of your coolant that will piss out. Now don't do what I just did and drain it onto the floor, because antifreeze doesn't evaporate. The water will, but the antifreeze will stay there as a small puddle. But it will soak into the concrete on here, but I ended up having a puddle down there for weeks because I drained all of my antifreeze out on there. And it was only a little while later that someone on YouTube told me that antifreeze doesn't evaporate and that animals like the taste of it and it will poison them. And I can hear a fucking helicopter and it's very annoying. Fucked off, would ya? Bastard. Anyway, so that's how you get your antifreeze out. But also you need to look on your engine for the lowest point of the cooling system, usually a nut or a bolt or something like that. On here, I'll have to try and show you this. On the front of the engine's block, down here, see there's a little bolt. I think it's like a 15mm, so you have to take that off. Now it can be a bitch to get out down there. Your best option, take off the bolt which holds on the dipstick tube, take the dipstick tube out, that's a bitch also. Take this little tube out so you can see a little bit more, then you can probably crack it off with a socket and an extension. That'll work. When I did it I had the entire exhaust system off, so that was easy. I was doing a head gasket at the time, so you have to take the exhaust off that you have to take the exhaust for that off anyway, so take it off and then do that after. It makes life a lot easier. That will drain the water in the that will drain the coolant that's in your engine block, because your highest point of cooling in the engine, well, for pipes going in now, is just under the manifold, so it's head level, and then your other pieces here, so everything below the head is basically in a bucket. You need to be able to get it out of the bottom, and that is where it is. If you just disconnect, if you leave that in, you'll drain all the water from your head, but you'll leave big puddles in your block, so it doesn't get everything out. Someone's cooking food, it smells good, even though I've already had dinner today and I'm still starving. Now for filling it up, It's dead easy. You need to put your tap thing back in the bottom, tighten up, oh no, leave this loose, you need your cap off anyway, leave that off and begin to fill your system. Oh, and keep this out as well. Begin to fill your system up, put the correct amount of antifreeze in. I put 1 litre in, I think it needs 1.5 litres though, of the stuff I used anyway. You can get concentrates, all different kinds. So chuck a load of that in and start filling up with water until it's at the top, or until you see water start pissing out of these. Tighten them up, then fill it all the way up to the top, like until it's at the bottom of the neck there. Put your cap on and run it until it's hot. Just keep running it, and then once your thermostat opens and water starts circulating, any other air bubbles in there, which you will get air bubbles, it just happens. It will all air bubbles will go to the highest points. Then you have to let your engine cool down again, so that sucks. Once your engine's cooled down, you need to, actually on Peugeots you can probably get away with it because, oh crap, these have 2-stage release caps. What you can do, under it 1 click, which is there, it cannot come off, so water won't come pissing out. But be warned, there's a little hole there, it will come out there, so you have water pissing out here. Then you can do that. Don't forget there's about 13 bar in there. Oh no, it's 14 bar pressure in there, that's quite high, so be careful. And then what do you have to do after that? Yes, check your level again. You'll probably get a big heap of steam come out of that, and not much water because there's a big air bubble in there. Then you'll probably be alright leaving that. I'll loosen this and this again and start filling up. If you really want to, undo that. Doesn't hurt anybody, and it reassures yourself that you've actually got all of the air bubbles out. So yeah, that's how you bleed it. Dead simple thing to do for yourself, especially if you've got one due. So it costs someone 20 or 40 minutes labour having to wait for the engine to heat up and cool down, and actually doing it. So doing it yourself, it's just the price of the water and antifreeze, cool beans. I wish you luck. Not that you're going to need it, because it's dead simple. Simon, you panda, making me have to do this damn video out in the cold. Ugh.